Grand Rising. Today is April the 2nd, 2026. Okay, it's also known as a Thursday. And let me tell you, I know it's full moon out here, so you all are probably experiencing a lot of unexpected changes. My prayer for you this rising is that before you spaz out and act like you got on all black Air Force Ones, okay? Look and see how you can use the situation the best of your ability, like you've been doing all the other situations you've been running into in the past 2 weeks. You got this, okay? It's gonna happen. If it hasn't already happened in the past 24 hours, you're gonna be faced with an unexpected situation, and you got to look at the right point of view. Okay, so let's see what the message of affirmation is this morning. Thank you all so much for viewing this video. I pray that it helps you out on your spiritual journey. This says, story of my life. Story of my life. As I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make the kind of story where even the tough parts have sort of an inner beauty. It's the ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. And let me tell you, it's been worth it when I earned that Pulitzer Prize for the best inner monologue. Now look, I just did a blackout message, okay? And I want to refer to saying that your most wicked enemy is doing their best. On this blackout message, I was talking about how we really do have assigned hidden enemies to our lives that do their very best. And if you cannot look at that with a different point of view, you will be stuck in cycles. And it's something about this year being like the year of freedom. Okay? Like, I'm not trying to take away from anything that anybody has been through, but I can only correlate it to what has been downloading in my soul. And that's like the freedom papers that were issued to the slaves. And no matter your ethnicity, you could be experiencing some type of real 3D relief, freedom from situations. But it's so real by being in the 3D that you actually, as the divine being, have to take action to make it come into fruition. Okay, I hear you, Holy Spirit. So with the slaves getting issued the papers, right? Wasn't there a thing where some of the slaves were given their freedom papers, but they didn't understand they were free, and they refused to leave the plantations, and they didn't stop living as slaves even though they were free? Okay, some of you all are actually being freed from 3D situations. Okay, but you got to take an action for it to stay that way. What's the message from the tarot for this rise message in regards to the story of our life? That's, man, oof. I just realized that history about the slaves, that is the story of their life. I didn't even think about that when I was saying that, but just take it as it resonates, because the moon's been coming out a lot. The moon has been coming out a lot. No matter the ethnicity, depending on the year, right? Your family could have been enslaved. I tell people all the time, and this is not a racial statement, I'm just keeping it a buck, okay? I tell people all the time, when the slaves from Africa were brought, okay, over to the northern continent, right? Who do you think taught the slaves how to do the work that was needed? It was people of European descent, different kinds. Some Asian European, some Latino European, some Latino, that's how it was. So I have the moon to the full, okay? So this is really backing up what I had my intro message about being able to know how to take action when the opportunity presents itself so that you can move forward. And yeah, that's the full energy. That's taking a leap of faith, embracing risk. Okay? That's all about being vulnerable. All right? So you may find yourself that you have to take a big risk when you find out what is going on. Tell me more about this, Most High God. Look what came out, the Six of Cups. And for me, I told you, I wrote on there, forget about fear and doubt. Don't let the trauma from the past hold you back, no matter what it looks like. You have to take this opportunity when it comes forth. It's just coming out in the tarot. What else must I got? Because we like, as divine beings, I'm not going to lie, we like to have everything in order. The Page of Cups, okay? That's like new. It's new, right? You could say immature, but immature just because it's new, but it's emotional growth. Because to make a decision that's solely based on what you need and where you are at a place in time, that's something new. And you know what? I want to read for the Page of Cups. If you don't mind, will you read from the Book of Cups? I like to use my Kojic voice. Thank you. The Book of Cups, Page of Cups in the upright. A new friend, love or idea, creativity, dreaminess, imagination, and fun. Stop right there. That's what I'm talking about. To be honest with you, after I read that, I feel like that's what's hidden. Because divine beings, I'm telling you, we get laser focused. If we get a download that we need to create a color out of yellow and orange, we're going to work on that yellow and orange pattern until our spirit team say, that's the shade we looking for. I'm telling you. So as a divine being this morning, you may be asked to, when you find this area that you need to take a risk in, it may be something that is fun, different, and creative, right? Even if it's a new creative project, which pulls you in a different direction, which causes you to be more open. Maybe you got to do a creative project where you have to actually go outside and film outside, and you don't want to go outside. It could be something as basic as that. You're going to enjoy what's coming up. So don't hide away from it, is what I'm hearing. What else must I got? Thank you. The Three of Wands, that goes along just like what I was saying. Because the Three of Wands is about the road ahead, about planning, looking towards the future. And to me, like when I look at this, I just see like you, your spirit team, your spirit guides, your ancestors. You got all your material needs and you on your way. Like it's like you planning on building a nest. You know what I'm saying? And if you got crystals with you to build a nest for an ego, it's going to be like one of them luxury tiny homes, which I'm not mad at. What's the final message this morning, Most High God? Thank you. The sun. Look, I don't know, but don't that look like the same bird right there? Look like you went and you built that nest. And you got ultimate happiness. So please, divine beings, make the right choice. Follow your intuitive downloads, excuse me, and your creativity and your imagination. Because what's coming up next, it's going to be so much fun. Forget about the past. I want to ask that my protectors guard my intellectual property, that my archangels close any portals and timelines that I may have access, and that my goon squad get them if they fuck with me in the 3D. That was the true word of the Most High God.